You know, all the talk of balloons in the news reminds me of a story from World War II about a cowboy who also happened to be a sheriff. And he knew his way pretty well around a horse, except his wildest ride would not come from the back of a horse. His wildest ride would actually come from a balloon. Warren Hyde served as the sheriff of Box Elder County, Utah for nearly 30 years. But what solidifies his legacy in Box Elder County, Utah, happened on a February morning in 1945. Hyde would receive a call that morning from Floyd Stoll, who was a rancher that lived near the Blue Creek area. Stoll would describe to Hyde some kind of strange contraption that looked to be on some kind of strange parachute that was floating over his ranch. And the object immediately rang a bell with Hyde, and he knew exactly what it was. A Japanese Fugo bomb. Between 1944 and 1945, nearly 9,000 of these balloon bombs would be launched by Japan toward the continental United States. And though 6 people would eventually die when they stumbled across one and it detonated, its purpose was not to kill people, but to start forest fires. Hyde would hop in his car and drive as fast as he could to the Blue Creek area, where he would spot the balloon flying low along the ground. He would follow it with his car until he couldn't anymore, so he hopped out and started chasing it on foot. Hyde's intent was to capture the balloon intact so the FBI could study it, as one intact had not been found before. And when the balloon got low enough, Hyde reached out and grabbed one of the lines dangling from it, and it proceeded to drag him for quite a while. Hyde would be dragged through barbed wire and brush, and eventually the balloon would lift off again, taking him nearly 30 feet in the air. Hyde would be attached to the Japanese balloon bomb for nearly an hour. Eventually the balloon would come back down, and Sheriff Hyde was able to anchor it. It wasn't long until military personnel and the FBI did show up. They were able to study the device attached to the balloon, take the balloon away, and detonate the explosive. And though Sheriff Hyde never served in the military, the information gained from that balloon was invaluable to the U.S. military and to the war effort as a whole. And that information proved exactly what they were dealing with. It was not chemical, it was not biological, it was incendiary. And with strategic placement of firefighters in areas that could be at risk, it made the balloons completely inept. And with the Japanese being short on war materials, especially after they found out these balloons were using hydrogen and we sent B-29s to take out those hydrogen facilities, the program would eventually stop and not be restarted.